Hey everybody, how's it going? Today, let's take a look at this 2020 Tesla Model 3. And this is going to be a full, in-depth tour of the Model 3. We'll start it up and show you a bunch of the features on the interior, as well as exterior.
And before I begin, I'd like to give a massive shout out to the Junction Autopark, located in Llandudno Junction, North Wales, for allowing me to come out and film this car. For more information regarding current inventory and contact info, please check out the link in the description below.
And so, without further ado, let's get it started up and let it run. This particular one is the dual motor long range model. It's a white exterior with black leather interior. To start, simply a matter of putting your foot on the brake and you're ready to go. Has just over 25,000 miles on the clock. Leather wrapped steering wheel with side grip extensions, automatic transmission, and when you select reverse, brings up your backup camera and your side view cameras. And we'll go ahead and turn on the automatic headlamps, front and rear fog lamps, dome lights, and the hazards. All four windows are automatic, and we'll go and check out the exterior, shall we? "18-inch wheels, finished in dark grey. LED headlamps. You also have front and rear parking sensors. Has two electric motors for four-wheel drive, making a combined power output of 346 brake horsepower. Does 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, has a top speed of 145 miles an hour, and has a range of 360 miles. It's quite nice to review a Tesla for the first time actually, so hope you lot enjoy it. Especially you, Reese Hart. This video's for you. Power windows. Door release. Fully powered driver's seat with side airbags. Well viewers, I am so out of my depth here because all of the major functions are controlled on this massive touchscreen. So here goes. Climate control. Fan speed. Individual temperatures for both sides. Different zones. Front defrost, rear defrost, AC on and off, one touch automatic, heated seats. Other options: dog mode, recycling, and off altogether.
With one person over the other and all that, and I think people have done that anyway.
Decent sounding audio system.
Pragmatist, pretty sharp, quick on the draw, quite well briefed on a lot of subjects.
Sound settings.
Going out of his way to try to be charming. But then occasionally you would hit the other Putin that lived inside his head, who was this
Favourites.
somewhat irrational
Bluetooth.
man who could get quite angry. There was a press conference in London.
Web browser.
He was asked by a British journalist about Chechnya.
Different
and
apps.
Went off into an incredible rant,
Arcade.
by saying that Russia is fighting against this global evil single-handed. And
Other
that's
options.
right, because extremism is a common enemy of the civilized world. Tony Blair stood beside him looking extremely embarrassed because they'd had a pretty good meeting, and then suddenly somebody pushes the button that brings out the very vengeful ex-KGB officer and his paranoia about Chechnya.
Well, that takes us forward to what
Sketchpad.
the perhaps defining event of that decade, at least for the West, at any rate, at least for America, and that is the events of 9/11, when there was
Pretty clever.
an attack on the World Trade Center in New York, on the Pentagon in Washington DC. Irina, how
Navigation.
did Putin responds to those attacks?
Putin called President Bush, and he expressed his full support in fighting terrorism, and he was the first world leader who called the American president.
Destination.
So back then, Putin was a big fan of Bush. Bush for him was a strong man who is very powerful in the world,
Phone.
leader of superpower. It was different back then.
Activation of your backup camera.
Yes, you can
And side view cameras.
a sort of inverted relationship between Putin and Trump later on.
And so on.
Putin had with Bush. He was truly admiring of power and liked to see power.
Vehicle settings.
Absolutely critical.
Light settings.
When George Bush decides to order the invasion of Afghanistan, very quickly,
Wiper settings,
Putin offers the use
dash cam,
of Russian military facilities in
mirror controls,
Afghanistan, which makes the Americans' lives in invading Afghanistan a lot easier. And this is something that I think Putin at the time was very proud of and felt that it was a way of establishing the connection which hadn't happened with the Chechen war, but now, of course,
acceleration settings,
the narrative of
steering settings,
we're all fighting the same enemy. And I think he was expecting more payback.
charge settings,
So Roderick feels about this.
Yes, he did. And your
Autopilot.
saw an opportunity to have the Chechnya war seen as part of the...
It's pretty much your standard Tesla infotainment system.
...had provided, and he went for it.
Pretty complex,
And there was
but you get used to it.
payback. Tony Blair visited
Display settings,
a couple of months after...
various trip information,
...as part of a tour to drum up support for an international coalition. And during that visit, agreed on two things. One, to set up in Russia on terrorism, but more significantly also kicked off a process of upgrading Russia's relations with NATO. And that led to a NATO-Russia summit the following summer in Rome, at which the NATO-Russia Council was relaunched in a much more cooperative format. That was something that Putin had wanted. The Americans, up to 9/11, had been opposing the idea that Russia should become a full member of the Group of Eight. After 9/11, their attitude changed, and again in the summer of 2002, very much as a result of Putin's reaction to 9/11, the G7
Power outlet.
decided that it would become a full G8 and that Russia would be able to host G8 summits.
auto-dimming rearview mirror,
America does withdraw from this key nuclear weapons treaty in June 2002, the anti-ballistic missile treaty. Putin had made clear that this was really important to him, this treaty. He was still nervous that the Americans were using this situation to expand NATO,
absolutely amazing vehicle.
advantages upon themselves in terms of nuclear competition. And you could see Putin at the time swinging.
Let's go and check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? Same power adjustment for the passenger seat. Well viewers, thanks so much for watching this in-depth tour of this 2020 Tesla Model 3, and a big thanks to Junction Autopark for allowing me to come and film it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and peace out.